I'm here with Mr. David. Currently, he drives Peugeot 406 with a 2.0 liter petrol engine, which is a EW10 J4. Mr. David, I want to back up a little. So, um, so is I know you drive 406 now, but before now, have you used any car before? Even if it's not like your own personal car, but Uh, which car have you used before, if any? And then, what's like your experience with the vehicle, like both the positive and negative,
Um,
generally?
okay, yeah. So I've like my mom's car, which is like Highlander 2004 Highlander,
Okay.
the four-wheel drive,
Mm,
and um, and this Toyota 2010 Corolla. So that was
okay.
like the primary cars I've used,
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
before. So, but my experience, I would say is okay, just mid, because for Corolla you get the what they call this thing,
Is it reliability?
reliability,
Okay.
but the reliability with Nigerians is I can abuse you and you
Mm,
can
yeah.
you take the abuse and
Uh,
just give me what I want, basically.
mm,
So it has just been okay, not
uh,
too, it has not blown me out of the water, it's just okay, basically.
okay. Okay. So, what now made you to say, okay, you know what? I'll go for a Peugeot.
Well,
Uh,
actually, it was you, because I
okay.
found your channel like even like 2 years before I even bought the
This is
Peugeot, and I was
uh,
always reading your Naira Land posts,
yeah.
and I just fell in love with the car because initially my uncle had a Peugeot, but it was like a 40 Peugeot, but
Uh,
on a good day the car was awesome. So minus
which model was that?
406. I
Okay.
don't know the model, but
Oh,
it
but
was
it's
like
also
yeah,
406.
but it
Okay.
was problematic, very
Okay.
abused car.
Okay.
But on a good day, when that car is running, it's like the best car to even drive amongst the other cars you have.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay. So, ever since you gotten this one, what is your experience like? You know,
Well,
like I said, both the positive, the
yeah,
negative.
yeah.
Because no matter what, there will
As
be some time
uh,
you.
as far as cars goes,
Uh,
honestly, for me and with the experience of driving the other Corolla and the rest,
mm,
I'll be like, this has been the best car I've driven so far.
okay.
When it comes to speed, even the response time, you put the throttle down and the engine response,
So,
the AC is
uh,
out of this world,
mm,
and even like there's something I still compare it and argue with my friends till today. They have
mm,
2012 Corollas and some even Camrys. What
mm,
this car has, for a car that was made in the 90s and early
mm,
2000,
mm,
a Corolla of 2015, 2014 does not have it. Like the automatic wiper system that
mm.
turns with
Oh,
respect
okay.
to the rain,
Yeah.
the the
Oh,
the lights coming up when you go into a tunnel or a dark
yeah.
area, all those
Mm,
little nuances, you don't see it
okay.
in all these new cars, and
Oh, okay.
it's actually shocking, right? So
Wow.
I actually don't think I want to go back to
Mm,
using any other car apart from this Peugeot. Maybe I'm even thinking of the V6 or your 407 V6. So, but
okay.
for the disadvantages,
Mm,
the only thing I would say is the like when you have to source for some certain parts. Honestly,
okay.
that's it,
Mm,
because um, some certain parts are hard to find because of
mm,
maybe it's no longer in the market and
mm,
the demand for it is not much.
mm.
But yeah, that's the only thing, because as long as you take
Okay.
care of the car, you're almost guaranteed to get the best
Mm,
experience every time.
mm,
And another good thing about the parts,
mm,
initially, a lot of mechanics was the parts that can be expensive and everything. And after using the car, sometimes I come to the workshop and at the back of my head, I'm expecting to spend maybe 20,000, 30,
mm,
and I never spend up to 10,000 for
mm,
something like a bushing will be like 3,000, and I'm like,
mm,
even the
mm,
Corolla that they say is cheap, sometimes the
mm,
parts can be astronomical.
mm.
So yeah, it has been a very very good experience. I don't think I would trade this car for a 2012 Corolla or even a
Mm,
2013 Corolla. Honestly,
mm,
2013, 2014, I wouldn't trade this car for a 2013, 2014 Corolla. My friend has a 2014 Corolla, and I tease him about what my car can do as opposed to his car.
I've not driven any of those
Yeah, like it's
newer
just mid.
Corollas.
It's almost like the 2010 Corolla with a facelift. The engine is almost the same.
Okay.
It's just there.
Mm,
Honestly, there's no exciting thing about the car,
okay.
basically.
So your engine is EW10, the
Yeah,
popular 2.0 liter
yeah,
engine you find for is Nigerians mostly sought out for.
yeah.
So how can you say about the engine as in terms of performance for economy, just generally,
The engine is superb. Okay, so like I said, the response time, you touch the throttle, and the surprisingly the throttle is very soft. So
mm,
meaning if you just touch it, the car wants to go, like
mm,
allow it to go. So
okay,
it's always wanting to like to move and just accelerate. So the engine is actually very superb. I've not had any issue
mm,
with the engine. The only thing,
mm,
the major work I've done is just replacing the timing belts, which is like
okay,
servicing.
yeah,
So that's the only thing. And as for
mm,
fuel economy, honestly, it's like very very good.
mm,
So for instance, like when I'm traveling from Abuja to Makurdi,
mm,
I use a full tank, and before reaching, in fact, when I get to Makurdi, I don't even get to, I get to that the mark before the half tank. That is
okay,
where it stops. So
mm,
it's actually very good. And this was even with the bad exhaust that
exhaust,
time. The
yeah, I
exhaust was
remember,
leaking and everything, but I still
mm,
drive to Makurdi with that. So the only disadvantage I would, it's not even particularly the engine, was with the gearbox, the EW10 gearbox
oh,
being
okay,
too loud. So
yeah,
it was very loud, and sometimes you drive long distance and it's almost as if you have headache or something
uh,
because of the noise.
uh,
But that can be easily replaced
uh,
and swapped. So
Okay, so guys, so he was referring. His car is manual transmission. It came factory manual transmission. So he's referring to the stock EW10 5-speed manual gearbox. But it has been modified. So can you share with us what you currently have now on the car?
currently
Uh,
I'm using a 6-speed manual on my EW10 engine.
engine.
Yeah.
Okay, so and what can you say when you compare this 6-speed manual gearbox with the 5-speed manual gearbox that was originally there? When if you have to compare the two,
Honestly, this is more fun to drive. Is
okay,
the engine is quiet, and
okay,
it's almost like you are driving a normal car. It's not almost
mm,
as if the engine
mm,
is trying to run. So for instance,
mm,
in the stock engine, yeah, you'll
mm,
be on gear 5, and your car at let's say 130 kilometers per hour. Your
mm,
car is about 5,000 RPM. It's almost as if
yeah,
it
yeah,
wants to jump to the next
yeah,
gear.
yeah,
So which was like, it's very noisy and
yeah,
everything. But now with this one, even
mm,
at gear 5 130, you are 3,000 to 4,000 RPM, and the engine
mm,
is very quiet. Then imagine taking
mm,
it to a sixth gear, it
mm,
drops. Sometimes I'm running like 120 and I'm at just slightly above 2,500 RPM. So the
mm,
engine is not, some people come, is your car running? Someone will
mm,
ask me. I've been in with my friends. I'll be like, come, is your car running? I'll be like, of
mm,
course. Why do you think we're how do you think we're going this
mm,
fast or something?
uh,
So the car is usually very 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 quiet now. The
mm,
only way sometimes you're even speeding is when you start feeling the breeze passing through
mm,
the car from outside. Then you know that
mm,
okay, I'm
yeah,
speeding now. I'm
mm,
speeding. I have to calm down.
uh,
Yeah.
Gas for us is not really a sealed off car. For example, there are Peugeot cars that when you are doing even up to 190 kilometers per hour, you even hear any wind noise.
Yes.
Cars like 607, they
Yes.
really, really touch as in, of course, it's a luxury car, so they made it
Yes.
such a way that you can do anything without even knowing you or feel that wind noise or even the tire noise.
Yeah.
What we regard as road noise. Okay, so now when it comes to okay, let me skip that question. What do you see yourself with this car in future? Like, is it a car that you probably um, wouldn't mind to switch, or upgrade to a different car, or after this one you are done with Peugeot, As in, what impact has 406 for the 406 made? Like, you can, what would you advise another person?
Honestly, the only advice I'll give to people is do not listen to people because of their experience. So as long as you do the right thing, like find the forces that is very good, that car will serve you. Like it will serve you to the end. And as to what I would do, honestly, I want to upgrade this car, but I want to upgrade it to either a V6 406 or a 47.
Okay.
I don't see myself driving. I honestly, when I get behind the Corolla right now, like it's not as fun and engaging as this particular car. So I imagine what the V6 would be like. So that is one of the things I have. Like, just if I'm going to change this car, I'm going V6.
Okay.
So that is it.
Yeah, you enjoy the V6.
Yes.
So, and the funny thing is, people really don't know that because they tend to run away from. Let's just limit it to 406 V6. They run away from it because they assume that the fuel consumption will be so high that it wouldn't make sense. Not knowing that, yes, the 2.0 will consume much less, but you'll be surprised that the difference will be so insignificant that you'll be wondering,
Yes.
And the V6, remember, apart from the horsepower, the torque, the engine torque, so you don't necessarily need to press your throttle very, down to gain the speed that this one might not be able to gain until you push your throttle very low. So you enjoy it if you find one. That's where the problem is. If you still find one,
if you're ready to swap, I'll carry on.
keep dreaming. Keep dreaming. That will be in another planet, not on Earth.
No, because like even initially you swapped to the 5-speed V6 manual, and like I told you, after doing the first conversion to the 5-speed V6 manual, like the gear 2 was so long, and you are driving gear 2 before you know you'll be like, wait, I need to change my gear, and you see you're already running 70-90, and the RPM is like maybe around 4,000 RPM. That's when you are going very fast, and you can be driving so fast that you're in gear 3 if you've gone 130 plus.
This is
and the engine is very quiet. So most times, like initially I had to be mindful of my speedometer in that form, and the V6
it's actually the EW12, the 2.2 5-speed, but they're similar. The gear ratios are basically similar with that of the V6, so you feel you have that V6 experience with that gearbox.
So I can imagine what the V6 will look like, because if that's like that, then imagine what the V6 will look like.
I always tell people, there are times people will asking me, okay, you put a 6-speed manual in your 607, in your 407, why not put it in your 406 as well? I was like, no. See, I've driven the 406 V6 manual and every other thing. Personally, I believe that 5-speed manual gearbox is the perfect gearbox for that car.
Yes.
Irrespective of how good the 6-speed manual is. I mean, like I was saying, 130 kilometers per hour, you can effortlessly do it on gear 2 on the V6. It will just shoot to that, and you are not even pressing it hard before you know it's there. This car, you even know the engine sound, they did it such a way that it could be quiet to some extent. Unless you now start pushing it close to the red zone, then that V6 notes, I always call it V6 song, come up then. That is even when you enjoy the V6 towards that red line. So I think I'll probably call it a day. So I wish you well in your project. This one thing with project, like you said, is once you understand and you keep every other person out of the equation, because people will say a lot of things based on their own past experience, which could be out of ignorance, by abusing their cars, or seeing a third party having issue with their cars, and they will now conclude that most likely because the person, or without asking critical questions, why is that person having that issue? Could it be because the maintenance culture, or how you maintain his vehicle is very, very poor? You just assume that he's doing his best, the car is pulling him down. So I mean, you've owned this car for how long now?
This is like close to 2 years now.
Okay.
And everything has been superb. And
Oh.
another thing I wanted to add, sorry,
Mm.
it's not as if I'm just trying to, nobody told me to say this, but if you are getting a car, you should actually find somebody that really understands Peugeot.
Mm-hmm.
So I like, even my friends, even when they want to get any car like Peugeot, I've been referring them to Mr. Ike now, because Mr. Ike now will take his time to break everything down and explain everything for you. I remember when you were even trying to get this car for me, there was a car that was there, the dealer was like, it's new and everything, and when you came, you didn't even want to even, you just opened the door and you said one light came on and you just closed the door and left. I said, I even had to like, sorry, it's not rude or anything, but you just told me the car is not good, I should forget about the car, and that has saved me a lot of stress. The only thing I've spent my money on this thing is just normal wear and tear. I've never done any major electrical work or anything on this car, or I've never even had the time where I tried starting this car in the morning and it did not start. So I would say just find somebody that really understands the car, and find somebody that will explain it just like Mr. Ikena would do it for you. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, even if it mustn't be me, not like I always say, just find someone like that have that understanding of the vehicle system, so that even if eventually, you are focusing on one particular car, that it must be this car, I love this car, the person will be able to explain, okay, this is what you're walking into.
Yes.
So that you now go with that knowledge that, okay, fine, I'm willing to deal with whatever consequences that comes out of it, rather than jumping blindly.
Yes.
There are a few of us here in Abuja, people like me, that can actually do that. So yeah, I agree with you. But most time, when you say, people are like, oh, you're just trying to cash more, cash out. It's just
yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, okay, let the person have that experience.
Yes,
jump in,
they will share their experience.
You understand? Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, it's nice chatting with you. And so guys, you've had it. So I will encourage everybody, to enjoy your Peugeot. If you are interested in having a Peugeot, you will enjoy it. All you need is understand, have somebody that can explain it to you before you jump in. It's not every Peugeot car that I do recommend. Not that they are bad, but most I always ask, okay, what are your wants, your needs in a vehicle. From there, I understand which one will serve you better. I also check your environment, your location. There are some cars I will not recommend for people that lives in certain areas or part of Nigeria. As much as you prefer that vehicle, I'll tell you, don't bother, because of technical know-how, especially in that area. You might not find anybody that will be able to be doing your maintenance or repairs for you properly for those particular models. So those are the things. So okay, so until next time, if you're interested in this kind of conversation, so you can always let me know. My number is on the video description, so that we'll arrange it. Maybe you can do it via phone call, record it or something like that, then post it, so that other people will hear. Even if you have a negative experience or two, no positive, fine. You share it and I'll still post it. It's yours to share, not mine. Okay, so till next time.